aiding students with literacy and learning difficulties through linguistic intelligence. For our presentation today, we'll be focusing on literacy difficulties and linguistic intelligence. Due to the time limit of the presentation today, we'll just be flicking through the slides as we've uploaded them onto Blackboard for you to have a deeper look after the presentation. So for our presentation, we've created a unit of inclusive work for a primary school classroom which encompasses literacy difficulties and learner diversity. The literacy activities within this unit have been specifically designed to be inclusive for all learner levels. The unit features linguistic intelligence and diverse literacy activities formed around the 4 key points from the textbook chapter, which we will discuss shortly.
Okay, the class scenario. It's a grade 5 class of mixed ability levels with 26 students from a low socio-economic area of Brisbane. There are 30% of the class below literacy reading indicators, 50% of the class meet indicators, and 20% of the class are exceeding indicators. This unit is based on linguistic activities that have been designed to help the students decode and make meaning from text to improve reading fluency. To cater for diversity and to create an inclusive classroom, students within the class have been working in 4 streamed literacy groups. This enables students to work to their best abilities at their own paces. The group which is below indicator level will need extra support from the teacher, while the group who is above indicator level will be provided with extension activities. The 4 key points from the chapter: shared book reading, graphic organisers, critical discussion and questioning, and the 4 resource model. Okay. So shared book reading. A well-modelled reading experience is an enjoyable activity for students of all ages and reading abilities. Shared reading activities include reading with the students rather than reading at the students, to foster oral language skills and vocabulary, a love of reading and books, and to develop students' meaning-making and understanding skills. Effective shared book reading, we've used the acronym CROWD for completion, recall, open-ended critical questions, the W prompts who, what, when, where, and the D questions distancing prompts, making real-world and other text connections. Critical discussion and questioning. It is important to include students with learning difficulties in every aspect of the lesson to keep them active and motivated. It can be intimidating for students with learning difficulties to be involved in discussions and questions, so therefore we must be careful as teachers on how we approach this. Possible inclusion strategies are: forewarn the students when to expect questions. Ask these questions at the beginning of the discussion so students may then relax and enjoy the lesson and utilise easier questions. Graphic organisers. Graphic organisers are valuable tools for students having difficulty organising information. Concept maps aid the students to visualise and make meaning from text information. The 4 resource model. Luke and Freebody's 4 resource model consists of 4 prerequisites for fluent reading and effective comprehension. Code breaking, text participant, text user, and text analysis have been used throughout this unit. The intelligence we've used is Gardner's linguistic intelligence. Linguistic intelligence is described by Gardner as a sensitivity of the meaning of words whereby an individual appreciates the subtle shades of difference between spilling ink intentionally or deliberately. It is a sensitivity to the order amongst words, the capacity to follow rules of grammar, and on or carefully select occasions to violate them. At a sensory level, a sensitivity to the sounds, rhythms, inflections, and meters of words. Essentially, linguistic intelligence is a sensitivity to the different functions of language.
The unit of work developed is up on Blackboard if you would like to have further information, but we wanted to highlight some of the main points. Today we are covering 4 key points from the textbook, which are shared book reading, graphic organiser, critical discussion and questioning, and the 4 resource model. The multiple intelligence for this unit is linguistic. We are now going to have a quick look at the 4 activities from our unit of work. Activity 1. Students will participate in writing and slime activity to promote spelling, reading and writing decoding and meaning making skills. The activity involves students working in groups at the table with pre-made slime. Students need to have phonological awareness to enable them to decode words. Writing provides the opportunity for students to develop their phonologic awareness skills, and this will transfer to their reading. This activity caters for the inclusive learner by different levels throughout the activity. For example, the lower achievers will only form letters, the middle range students will form words, while the high achievers will create sentences. Activity 2. Students will fish for sight words to promote reading comprehension, decoding and meaning skills. The activity involves students using common sight words that are found in the What Made Tiddlink Laugh book. Students are to take turns in fishing for a word, recognise and say the word to the rest of the group. The student will then identify and record how many times the word in the Tiddlink book appears. To cater for diversity, the group is mixed ability and are encouraged to help each other. Extension activities are included for each activity. Activity 3. The students will participate in the interactive whiteboard game of Hangman to promote reading comprehension, decoding and meaning making skills. The activity involves the students being able to identify the meaning of the missing word in the sentence given by the teacher and then being able to spell the actual word. For the lower learners of the class, the teacher has used sentences from the book. For the extended students, the teacher has used words from the book but put them in alternative sentences. In Activity 4, the students will participate in sentence restructuring activity to promote reading comprehension, decoding and meaning making skills. The activity will involve students using a picture from Tiddlink and the matching sentence words to recreate the sentence. Students will use 2 prepared kits which include a picture from the story and the corresponding sentence words from the same page. Students will use the picture to place the individual words from the sentence in the right order. Students will write comprehensive sentences in their workbooks, and an extension activity would be students may use kit words to write their own sentences. So in wrapping up, in our presentation we have covered a typical Brisbane school in which there is a diverse range of learners. To cater for the diversity and the implementation of inclusive literacy lessons, we chose linguistic intelligence activities formed around the 4 key points described in Chapter 10 that have been proven to aid literacy difficulties. We will now go back to Illuminate for any questions.